Hey, welcome back to Trial and Error. So when we last left off with my flying experience, I was deathly sick in a plane on my Discovery flight. So naturally, what's the next thing you need to do? You go right back and you prepay for a whole bunch of time in advance and say you're going to figure out a way to get through it and get your body used to it, and that's exactly what happened. So I'm going to summarize in this one video the first 3 lessons, just because, you know, at the pace that you need to learn at, this takes some time, so I think that'll probably make more sense than doing an episode for every single section. But I will cover you know, what we're covering in the training and kind of give you an idea what to expect. So without much further ado, here we go. This will be my CFI for the foreseeable future. His name is TJ, and he has giant balls because I nosed down the plane a couple of times doing stall practice, and he doesn't break a sweat. So I think we're going to get along just fine.
All right, so flaps extend. So these are manual flaps, just like that other plane. And you just pull up. You'll see, even on your side, they'll go down.
Gotcha.
So in this plane, we have 3 degrees of flaps. So we just pull up till we hear a click.
Okay.
That's 10 degrees.
Your first notch. Yeah.
Yep. That's 25 degrees.
Okay.
And that's 40 degrees.
Wow.
Yep.
I'll slow you down.
You can also pull back a little bit more, and it gives you about an extra 5 degrees. So master switch. That is the red one here.
Okay. And
that just controls all of our electrical equipment. So we'll go ahead and turn that on, and you'll kind of hear it start up.
Okay.
So that's our battery discharging, and it also spins our electric gyros.
Okay.
There's vacuum and electrically driven gyros. This one's electric, so you can kind of hear that spinning up.
Okay. All right, brakes. Good pressure. Yeah.
All right, make sure they don't fall to the floor. There we go. I do have pressure.
Okay. Carburetor heat.
Brake, you're gonna want to set. So pull, and then you hit the button. There you go.
Carburetor heat we want on?
Nope, we want to, so
full off. Okay.
Full off, so all the way to
that it is. All right. Fuel selector, full tank, they're both full, so we're good.
So we're going to burn off the left first, and we'll switch over to the right mid-flight.
Okay. Avionics master.
Right here.
Is there.
It's a red button.
Okay.
It's in the off position.
In the off. Flight controls, free and correct.
So remember that box. So
all the
way left.
Yep.
Pull back. We're looking outside, make sure they're doing what we actually want it to do.
Okay.
All the way to the right. That one goes up, that one goes down. We push it all the way forward, and the elevator goes down, and everything works.
Okay.
So flight controls are free and correct.
Pressure's up.
Good. All right.
All right, so we can clear prop.
Clear right.
Clear front.
We want to visually check it as well.
Left.
Clear left. Clear behind us.
Okay.
All right.
You cracked the throttle? You already did crack the throttle.
Yep, so right about that C, the top of the C there.
Okay.
About a 1/4 inch. Ready when you are.
Ready.
Oh,
yeah.
In. Yep.
Right start. Kill that down. Watch our pressure. To move an inch.
Yeah, this engine-driven fuel pump is really good. Yeah.
Okay, we already did that, so we're going to check. Wait for our oil temp to come up, and oil pressure is good. Radio's going, so on. Turn on.
Go to the ADA section. Yep, and we'll go ahead and turn that on. Okay. Oh, the frequency for it? I don't, but I can get it. All right. And it is 119.55. 119.55. Right there. So it is inactive. Yellow is active, red's not active. It is. And how we listen to it is we push in is 2. Okay. And we probably want to turn it up.
Temperature Q1, 2.16, altimeter 2985. ILS approach use, arriving departing runway 6. Simultaneous approaches are being conducted intersecting runways. Pilots are required to backhold short instructions, connect ground control, pushback from the terminal. Hazardous weather information from New England on flight service frequencies. Advise us connect information Bravo.
Bravo.
Manchester is Bravo, 11530, observation, wind 2004, visibility 10, ceiling 15,000 broken. Temperature Q1, 2.16, altimeter 2985. ILS approach use, arriving departing runway 6. Simultaneous approaches are being conducted intersecting runways. Pilots are are required to back hold short instructions, kind of ground control pushback from the terminal. Has display information for moving on flight service frequencies. Advising us to coming to information Bravo.
One thing I'm missing is the temp. That's fine.
Manchester is Bravo, 11530 Zulu observation, wind 200 at 4, visibility 10, ceiling 15,000 broken, temperature 21, dew point 16, altimeter 2985.
Hey.
ILS approaching you,
Turn it off. Just push it. Bring the throttle to 2,000. Yep. Yeah, those brakes just in case. That parking brake wants to not work. Okay. Nice. So let's do our magnetos all the way to the right. Yep, so 2 clicks left. Nice, only 100 dip that. Yep, so we have the max in this plane is 175. 175. Clear left. Yeah, we're clear to the right now. Clear to the right. He's stopped there, so okay, we're good to go. Wonder where he's going. Kinda goofy. He's not taking off 3.5. We'll take off 1.7. Alright, we're clear to the right. No one's coming. No one's coming from the left. Nope. Nope. We'll taxi right up to there and clear to take the runway. Okay. And we're gonna try to use most of it today. Right? Okay. I mean, we got 4,000 feet, but it's getting kind of hot out. So performance goes down when it gets a little hot out. So we're just gonna kind of go straight here. We're gonna use as much as we possibly can, right? Because if we follow that line out, we lose what about 200, 300 feet, right? Yeah, for sure. So we don't want to turn to the left. Yep, and turn to the left. There we go. A little bit more. Get me on that center line. Look at that. Now we just saved ourselves a couple hundred feet. All right. All right. Oops. So yep. We just get her straightened up. Yep. All right. So, good to go? Good to go. All right. Give me a good takeoff. Full power, right rudder, a little bit of right rudder, keeping us on that center line, right? Yep. One hand on the throttle, because you'd hate for me to pull that back on you. Engine instruments in the green. Okay. Airspeed's alive. Airspeed is alive. Yep. Up on 60. Nope. 55, 60. 60. Oh, now 65. We'll start pitching back. Okay. Yep. Get me up in the air. There you go. And pitch for 80. And pitch for 80.
So just briefly talk about lesson 1 here, and it was funny, we were breaking bad habits that weren't even habits. Something as simple as I would keep my right foot on the pedals, on the rudder pedals, but my left foot I would have a tendency to pull back, just like I do when I'm driving around in a car, because it just comes natural. You're sitting in a seat, you're driving something, and my left foot just tended to come back because I was driving an automatic plane. So stuff like that. Keeping my hands on the throttle, I really wanted to keep taking my hand off the throttle once I had it set where I needed it, and that's just not a good habit to be in. And you don't need to have both hands on the yoke, but again, natural thing, out of fear you want to white knuckle that yoke when all of this stuff is very new to you. So a lot of this was just about getting those fundamentals in place and making sure I didn't form bad habits there, and then the other part of it was just straight and level flight. So understanding where the horizon should be, the amount of time I needed to manage spending looking outside the plane. I was very much instrument focused and not outside the window focused, which in a VFR flight, which is visual flight rules, that's not the way you need to be. So just kind of getting used to some of those things was really what this was all about, and just getting comfortable up in the air. And I can say that I definitely, from the beginning to the end of even that first one, I could feel that difference. So it was kind of fun. Second lesson had me introduced to slow flight and just getting used to the feel, because it's very different from how it feels in the plane normally. All of your control surfaces and all your controls just get a real sluggish feel to them. It doesn't react the same way. So he wanted to make sure I could really get a feel for that, because the next thing we were going to do was some stalls, and we started that pretty gently, just getting the plane to approaching a stall, so your stall warning would come on and then immediately recover. And then we went into some full stalls where you kind of go past that point and needed to recover from that. So this actually turned out to be really fun, actually. It was definitely scary the first few times. Well, it's still kind of scary. It's just not a good feeling initially, but there's really nothing to worry about if you understand aerodynamically what's happening and you have some distance below you, you got some altitude, then you really have nothing to worry about here.
That's all it is. Exactly. So, your flight controls? All right, my flight controls. So we'll go ahead and do that. Okay. So, power back to 1500 RPM. And we'll hold that altitude. So bring it back a little bit more. Yep. Hold this heading, so we don't want to be in a turn while doing this, so bring it to the left a little bit. There you go. Gonna start pitching. So there's 60, and on throttle, full power. Yep, you're gonna need a lot of right rudder. There it is. And we start pitching up to right about there, and we're just holding that pitch. And like I said, once we get slower, that elevator doesn't have much authority in it. So we're going to need to increase it. Yep, see how you're starting to having to pull back more? Yep, so a little bit more right rudder, getting that ball right in the middle of that cage. Keep pitching up. Keep pitching up. Keep pitching up. There it is. And just right to the horizon. Oh, really? Nice and easy. Done. And just let it accelerate.
So previous to this third lesson here, we really didn't do a whole lot of takeoffs and landings, aside from obviously the initial one to get started and the final one to come back down. We did a couple of them on the last lesson, but that was really the extent of it. So today was all about takeoffs and landings, and there will be many more days like this because there needs to be. As TJ tells me, that the landing especially, I mean, it's the hardest part of flight. There's a lot that is going on, and obviously the ground isn't real forgiving. So we spent the entire day just doing takeoffs and landings and a couple of go-arounds as well. And, I had some good ones. I had some bad ones for sure. But I could start to, at least after doing this for the day, really start to see how you can get it all together. And it's just going to take a lot of practice. But I have a whole new respect for pilots that can just grease these things in. It is definitely a skill that needs to be learned.
Now we want to slow up to roughly 75 to 80 knots in the base. Okay. All right. We want 25 degrees flaps. Keep that turn coming in. We want to make this a nice square. Oh, was it square? Was it? That's what we're looking for. Square. There we go. Square is cool. All right. Finals clear. Right. Go ahead and have that hand on the throttle. I can tell we're getting a little low, right? Yep. So just to hit the power. 100 RPM. Wow. Yeah. Actually, it's going to work out somewhat nicely. So, we'll start our turn a little later next time. Yes. Yep. Because you notice, a bit of a gust. Yep. So 70 knots, full flaps. And now we got 2 lights, 2 reds. Nope. 3 lights, 2 reds, 1 red. That's okay. That would be high. Yeah, should. Yep. So. A little bit of power, because right here we tend to lose a little bit of altitude because it's colder air, we're over water. Yeah. So you're going to need to come in with some power, just a couple hundred RPM. Resting at descent rate. See how we're kind of sit right there? Yep. So just be aware of that here. Okay. Yep. Keep going right down at those numbers. Watch your airspeed, so a little bit more pitch down. Right? There you go. Okay. And now that we're starting to come towards the runway, right? Yep. Right on those 2 4 numbers. Made the runway. Yep. So we'll start pulling that power gently back to idle. And keep flying it down. Yep. And now start to push back. Yep. Right there. And now try to hold it. Yep. Now try to hold it at this altitude for as long as you can, right? That's all we're doing. We're flying it at a foot until it doesn't want to fly no more. Yes. Yep. So keep me on that center line. Go ahead and clean this plane up here. Yep. Good. And we want to do our action items, right? Lights good. Mixture good. Primer good. Key both. We're good to go. Good. So full power, please. Full power. And let's get going again. Yep. So we want to, when we land, right? Yep. We want to get into that ground effect. 60 and 65. Let's rotate. Okay. Oh, that's a good takeoff. See how it kind of just, it wanted to fly, right? Yep. That's what we're looking for on these takeoffs. Alright. You know, if I had my eyes shut, I'd be like, are we in the air yet? So, when we come into land, right, we want to get into that ground effect, and we want to fly it there as long as possible. we don't want to climb or descend, right? We want to get to that foot or two off the ground, and then just stay at the foot or two off the ground. And then we're just going to hold, bleed off all that airspeed, and then just squeak, squeak, dunk. Okay. So we'll hold the longitudinal axis on the center line with our rudder. And any wind drift correction we're doing it with our Allen rods. Keep flying down right at those numbers. Okay. Slowly bring that power back. Correct. Alright, a little bit lower before you start that flare. A little bit lower. Okay. A little bit lower. Now start that flare. Yep, now just try to fly it. Keep flying it, 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 keep flying it. I didn't touch the thing. Hey! That was a good landing. I'm still alive. Yep. Alright, let's clean it up. Let's go do a couple more. Whoops. Alright, good. Alright, here we go. I'm ready. Airspeed's live, engine instruments in the green. 60, 65, alright. Start that rotate. Ah, look at that. Thing just wants to pop off the ground. Right? Yeah, that was a good landing. Okay, I get so tensed up. I gotta get... Yeah, that tension makes it much worse than it needs to be. Remember, you can land the plane with two fingers. Yeah, you're right. You really do. Grip, white knuckle, grip. So here, actually try to fly with two fingers. Alright, we'll do. You know, you can do anything. You can break this plane with two fingers. Okay. Yep. Now start that flare. And just hold it at a foot. See how we kind of come up? Yep. So just ease the nose. Yep. Pitch up, pitch up, pitch up, pitch up, pitch up. A little rough. It was a little bit rough, but you know what? You landed it. I didn't help you, and it was on the main wheels. That's what I care about. If it's on the main wheels, then we're okay. It's acceptable. Okay. All right. So make sure we do our action item. Good. Cable, primary lock one. Right. Good. Let's go. Alright, so our airspeed's alive. So remember, when you put on all that throttle, the plane was going to want to turn to the left. So just a bit of right rudder, 65. Alright, start pitching up.
So I picked the plane up and I put the plane down, and picked it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down, and walked away from all of those and didn't break the plane. So I guess we'll call that a win. It's funny, you try to build some confidence and it'll have a good landing, and then the next one will just completely suck. It just wipes out any progress you made in your head that, hey, is this starting to click? I know it will come with time, but it's those lows can be kind of tough. But man, I'm having so much fun with it. Learning this, and I'm really, really impressed with the entire system around aviation in general, from the ground school with Sporties that I was doing online, to obviously the training here, and with TJ as an instructor as well. And not only is he a phenomenal pilot, but he is very good at communicating and training. I just couldn't ask for more. So wish me luck. We'll keep traveling down this road here, and hopefully someday I'll be flying my own plane. But if, as always, you guys have any questions, comments, criticisms, concerns, throw them down in the comment section below me. Otherwise, everybody, thanks for watching and have a great day.